So you have a dirty car and you want to know what is the best solution to clean it.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Today we're going to go over what is the best solution for pre-treating. So the soap, the contact wash, we can use the rinseless or Incredible Suds. That's up to you. But what is the best to actually pre-treat? And we're lucky today, we actually have a dirty vehicle.
Whether it's the rear windshield, which is quite soiled as you can see, or some of these side panels, man, this is a dirty vehicle. And I think what really sells it that we're not cleaning a clean car today, Ivan, is the tires are nasty and brown, full of mud.
Exactly. So what we're going to be doing is using one section as control, in other words, putting nothing on it, another one with the foam cannon. The next one, we're going to be using the rinseless wash, and finally, all clean. We'll see which one, after we let them sit for a while, we'll rinse and we'll air dry, so there's no towel, there's no contact wash involved, which one actually leaves the panel cleaner.
Do you have any predictions on which one's going to win, or would that spoil the fun? You probably already know which one does what. But
what
folks
do you
out
think?
there, yeah, let us know let us know the time code you're watching and what you think as it's happening. We'd love to kind of hear your thoughts as we go along. Ivan, I think we need to start this incredibly scientific experiment right now.
So if you want to spray on the back door of the rinseless wash, it's already set up in the keg. And then the
rinseless wash here?
Yep.
And you're going Incredible Suds there?
Incredible Suds there, and I'm going to do Incredible Suds on the front wheel, and you'll do all clean on the back quarter and the back wheel.
Folks may wonder, why are we actually not just using a pressure washer first to knock this stuff off?
So pressure washer by itself can actually inflict damage because we have a heavy accumulation of grit on here, and now you're taking 1,000 or 1,500 PSI and hitting that grit and sliding it across the paint. It's probably not the safest way of doing things.
We like to foam or pre-treat and then use the pressure washer. Get off of my panel, Ivan.
Yeah, so apparently the foam cannon's a little messier.
This is rinseless wash, diluted 256 to 1, 1 ounce or 4 milliliters to a liter, or 1 ounce to 2 gallons of water.
Yeah.
You got a little happy. This was my job.
You're taking too much time. We have to get them equal.
This man is a stickler for the details. That's why you're a detailer, Ivan. First you spray on my panel, then you take my job. So All Clean is our all-purpose cleaner. It's a higher pH, fantastic on wheels and tires. It can also be a good pre-treat for incredibly soiled vehicles.
Exactly, and we have a very soiled vehicle right here. Now, we're gonna let these dwell. We're gonna use the foam from the foam cannon as sort of our gauge of when it's time to rinse. And this vehicle probably doesn't even have wax on it, never mind a coating.
When you're in direct sunlight, dwell time is fine.
Right.
But don't let it dry on you in the sun. So I would not foam an entire black car on a hot day in Florida in the middle of summer.
No.
That I'm not gonna be able to rinse off and wash in time for it to, not dry. So we just don't want things to dry, because that's when you can start to risk
a bit of damage.
I hate to use that word in conjunction with our products. It's the sun that we're talking about. It's Mother Nature. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than chemistry.
Yeah.
Direct sunlight, hot panels, they don't really mix. So you want to work in small sections if you're outside.
And luckily, when they do dry on the panel, all is not lost. You can re-wet it and start over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just never know, because dark black paint, which is why I reference this, it gets very hot, right?
Exactly.
White paint, not as hot. Black paint in direct sun, ask me how I know.
So, we've let these dwell for a few minutes. I'm gonna start with the pressure washer on our control section, the front fender, and then move my way back.
And you did the wheels just for fun?
No, to see if you actually need all clean for wheels.
Oh, that was Incredible Suds, and then this is all clean. Okay,
exactly.
Yeah. You see more browning here, Ivan, on the all clean side.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, that's mud, I guess, but I can see it. Ivan, we've rinsed down the panels and now we're just letting them dry.
Right, we're gonna let them air dry. We might help them along a little bit with the leaf blower, but for right now, you'll notice a few things.
Give me the squeegee. I know you hate wet feet. I'll squeegee while you talk. Does that work?
Yeah.
All right.
So where we just did the rinse, it's actually drying itself fairly well. Where we did the Incredible Suds, we have a little more water staying on the surface. Where we did the All Clean as well, the water is just pooling. And where we did the rinseless wash, the water is actually shedding. So there's something to be said about that, but we don't know what it's saying. We'll find out once it's dry.
Early observations. It's really hard to gauge what's going on your paint when it's wet. Paint always looks better when it's wet, right?
They always look better when they're wet, but when we get it dry, we'll actually see what has happened on this vehicle.
Yeah, this looks very flat, but it's almost like it's just taking longer to dry.
Right.
Interesting.
And as far as the wheels and tires go, in this wet state, there's not that big of a difference.
They both look great.
Yeah.
I've always felt like Incredible Suds and All Clean were both incredible like pre-treats.
Right, they are. And you know, you can actually see where I missed rinsing there on the back wheel and on the front wheel, because I wasn't trying to go too in depth with the rinsing, let the chemical do the job first.
Ivan, I think I have a favorite. It's not this one.
No.
This is just the pressure wash off.
This is just the pressure washer. And this goes to show you that the pressure washer alone, yes, it takes off a bit of the grit, but we have a lot more remaining on this panel than the other panels. So even the pressure washer at 1500 PSI isn't enough to lift that dirt off.
It's a step. I mean,
Right.
we must have flooded it and removed something.
We've removed a little bit of grit, but the traffic film and the grit on this were combining to hold everything to the paint. And that's what we see here. It's still very gritty down here.
All right, so now we've got the Incredible Suds panel.
Right, and ignore this. This was the drip from the mirror. But the Incredible Suds did a good job. And you see where I hit it just a little harder with the pressure washer here, because I was trying to rinse this.
Yeah.
We have it a little cleaner. So the Incredible Suds is doing a good job at lifting that dirt, and combining with the pressure washer, we get, you know, a relatively clean panel.
Because we want to remove the grit first,
Right.
and then we rinse it, and then we add more of our foam cannon soap or rinseless wash, whatever you're going to use,
Right.
and then we wash.
Exactly. And the one thing that, you know, I tried to stay a little further away to not influence it much with the pressure washer, with the pressure of the pressure washer, let the chemicals show through. Next we have the rinseless wash. Now the rinseless wash actually did a great job, and this was the one that was starting to dry the most. So it's taken a lot of that grit off as well, and the traffic film is gone. So if you feel with our gloves, because with gloves you actually feel more of the surface than you do with your bare hand, and if we touch that, there's no grit whatsoever left.
Okay, we remove the grit first, and then in the contact wash, that's going to be, so what's left is traffic film?
Right, so that contact wash is going to eliminate that. And that is the beauty of pre-treating, is you're lifting that grit and you're emulsifying that traffic film so that you get a lot of stuff off the panel. Now, the clear winner, obviously, is All Clean. Now, All Clean is great. It's done a great job. The panel actually looks clean.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, because I found Incredible Suds foaming does a great job, but yeah, just so we, you know, rep All Clean, bottom left of your screen,
Yeah.
check it out, tag product section, that's where you're going to find All Clean.
The downside of using All Clean is, first of all, it's a very aggressive formula. It's a pH of 12. And that high pH means that if you have a wax or a sealant on your vehicle, it's not going to remove it instantaneously, but it is going to break it down faster than using one of the other two. That's the one downside. The other downside is, in the sun, if you let All Clean dry, you're going to have a little more issues than you will with the rinseless wash or the Incredible Suds. And if you are working in direct sunlight, I suggest the rinseless wash, because if it dries on the surface, it just leaves polymer spots behind. Not a big deal, they'll wipe away.
The thing about Incredible Suds that I like is the foam rinse foam method is, if you keep up on your vehicle, you don't need All Clean on your wheels and tires.
No.
So you could just do Incredible Suds, have one foam cannon or you know, IK foamer, then rinse, then have the same solution, then have something in your bucket, right?
Right.
If you were to do, okay, All Clean is the best, so I'm gonna pre-treat with that, then I'm gonna rinse, then I'm gonna use rinseless or Incredible Suds, it's fine. Just more chemicals to work with. So it's like, if you're trying to simplify your life, Incredible Suds can be a nice step-by-step solution.
Right, exactly. And any one of them does a great pre-treat. Now, you'll notice the wheels themselves, the wheels both look good. The tires, they look a little better here. not that significant of a difference.
No, you're right though, the top of the tires.
Yeah, so
it's subtle.
It does look better here, and had we let it dwell, it would have been better. But this all comes down to one thing. No matter what you're using as a pre-treat, you need agitation. On camera, this looks clean. But if we take a microfiber towel, we can see a stripe. So it is clean, but it's not as clean as if we'd done a contact wash. If this vehicle had been ceramic coated or protected in any way, shape, or form, the other two would have performed much, much better. And that's one of the advantages of maintaining your vehicle and having regular maintenance. You wouldn't have that heavy accumulation that we don't know how long it's been on there. It could have been there for months for that matter. But as we see, the All Clean did a great job. The rinseless wash, the Incredible Suds did an admirable job as well. But with a properly maintained vehicle, you are going to get that rinsing off effect much faster and much easier.
If you like detailing, you like to know this stuff. I don't know what you're gonna do with this information, but you're armed with it now.
Yeah.
You've seen a real life demonstration, not just words, right?
Right.
In storytelling, they say show, don't tell. So we've shown you the power of All Clean, but the reality is we're gonna actually show you what it's like to wash the rest of this panel, because in cleaning, we mention this from time to time,
right.
There are these 4 letters.
Yeah.
Principles of cleaning, chat. Chemical, heat, agitation, and time. And
right.
time is dwell time. Agitation is one of the most fundamental things that I think a lot of people take for granted. In the age of TikTok or Instagram,
right.
These really snackable reels that you see just flash before your eyes. It's instant results, right?
Exactly.
Do not ever take for granted the role of mild. Doesn't have to be heavy. We don't want to scratch up our paint.
No.
Mild agitation and the power that will have to lift this traffic film. Agitation's a big deal.
Agitation is one of the biggest principles of chat. And agitation, you can do dangerous agitation, you can do safe agitation. And that safe agitation is adding lubrication into the mix. And All Clean is not the best in lubrication. So the rinseless wash, the Incredible Suds, they give us really good, thick suds and chemical cleaning, but what they really provide is lubrication. When we go in there with our Legacy sponge or our wash mitt, we are going to safely agitate the paint. Safely being the key word. We want to get that grit off. That's why we do the foam rinse foam or the chemical rinse chemical, however you want to look at it. But we normally start, and you've seen this in many of our videos, we'll foam or we'll pre-treat using Incredible Suds or the rinseless wash. Then we let it sit. We let it do exactly what we did here. Then we rinse, we apply the chemical again, and we do the contact wash. What we don't do on a regular basis, and we're doing this today, and what a lot of people don't do, is when it was rinsed, they all look great. They all look fantastic. Actually, this one looked the worst because the water was sitting there. But people assume that what they've done has removed everything and they just go for it. And one thing I want to counsel you against is just foaming your car and starting to do the contact wash. Because foaming and then immediately going to contact without that rinse in between, you're moving all that grit around. This way we have removed the grit. We've removed anything that can scratch your paint, and all we're doing at this point is cleaning off that traffic film. The takeaway from this is All Clean obviously cleans the best. Now, if you have a waxed car, like I mentioned before, All Clean may not be your best choice because you're going to be removing a lot of that wax. And once in a while, it's very good to do a deep dive cleaning decontamination on your ceramic coated car, and this is my preferred method.
It's in the arsenal for when you need it. It's not necessary for every wash.
No, it's not necessary for every wash. And as I said, if this had been ceramic coated, this panel would have been almost as clean as this one. So you don't need to go to that heavy All Clean once in a while. Now, if you've been off-roading and your vehicle looked like this, yeah, All Clean might be a really good alternative and a good step to do that first deep dive. But the other two did a great job as well. And as I said, had it been ceramic coated, yeah, we probably couldn't tell much of a difference here.
If folks want to know more about how to ceramic coat their car, Ivan, I highly suggest they go right here.